What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another LEGO YouTube video. Today, we are going to be taking a look at kind of like an updated look at my LEGO city, as it's been a couple months since we've taken a look at it, and we made a lot of changes, including adding the new Avengers Tower to the display back in November of last year, and then we also added the new LEGO Museum modular building and the Grand Emporium from 2010, and then we also added Diagon Alley and Gringotts to the entire LEGO city display. And then, in addition to all of those new modular buildings we also added a few other small changes too, like we've got a police helicopter and just a bunch of other kind of like small details that we added to it. We reorganized some minifigures and stuff, and it's just an entirely new display from when we last saw it, so I thought it'd be fun to kind of take a look at it. And we're going to start off with the Avengers Tower and the kind of like Marvel-centered features of the LEGO city. And first off, we have Avengers Tower. We have a taxi cab towards the front of it, as well as some of the minifigures from the set on the sidewalk. We've got Iron Man and War Machine, as well as the Hulk kind of sliding off of the side of the building. We've got Vision on the other side, and then we also have Thor and Black Widow taking down Loki and this Chitauri on the chariot, and then above it we've got another Chitauri chariot with Black Panther and Tobey Maguire Spider-Man fighting it. And then as we go to the A, we can see Tom Holland Spider-Man chasing after the Spider-Man Homecoming Vulture minifigure, and at the top of the tower we have Dr. Eric Selvig up top here kind of working on the surveillance area, and then we've also got Falcon chasing after Vulture as well. And then we can see Wanda and Ultron on the top of the kind of like helipad of the tower. Hawkeye is jumping off of the tower, and then we also have Iron Man falling with the suit that we see in the Avengers movie. We've got Wasp going on against the Chitauris and the Leviathan, and then also this kind of brings us into the Townhouse display, which is half of the Pet Shop modular from 2011, and we've got J. Jonah on the balcony of it, and then towards the bottom of it we've got Miles Morales and then Spider-Gwen kind of enjoying a hot dog, and then we've got some civilians, and then we kind of move into the Daily Bugle display. And on the Daily Bugle display we've got a few cool details. We've got a taxi cab, and then we also have like Sandman fighting against Daredevil and the Punisher, which I thought looks pretty cool. And then we've got She-Hulk off to the side here, as well as a few other civilians off by the newsstand. And then you can kind of see as we go up here, we're able to see the nice Jumbotron. We've got Hobgoblin and the Green Goblin kind of like flying out of the building and the alleyway. We've got Spider-Man catching MJ as she is falling off of the Daily Bugle, which was a really cool addition we made. And then we've also got Spider-Man swinging after Green Goblin, and we can see Doc Ock atop of this. And then we've also got Mysterio and Firestar on the top of the Daily Bugle, and then we also see Pork Grind on the side of it. And then we can kind of transition into the Sanctum Sanctorum with Nova off to the side of the Daily Bugle, and then you can see Wanda and the Gargantos showdown on top of the Sanctum, which leads us to Doctor Strange and Wong fighting off against Wanda. So there's two Wandas in this display, which doesn't really make sense, but oh well. And then we've got the Ancient One down below here, and then we of course have Sinister Strange fighting against Doctor Strange, as well as Captain Carter and the Illuminati. So I thought that was a cool addition to it, and I'm really happy with how this kind of like Avengers Tower / like big skyscraper part of the city looks. It's probably one of the most kind of like eventful parts of the LEGO city, and it's definitely one that that kind of like catches your attention a lot. And it's a really impressive display that I'm really proud of. And now we'll kind of transition into the more modular side of this, which includes mostly sets from the LEGO Creator Expert modular building line. And first off, we have the Pet Shop, the other half of the Pet Shop, I guess, and we've got some cool minifigures posed around it. We've got Rocket with Baby Groot kind of like outside of the Pet Shop, which I thought was funny. We've got Captain Marvel trying to get Goose the cat to jump off of the street lamp. We've got a few other minifigures like some Lego Chima minifigures, and I just really like all the stories we have over here. We've got Iron Spider and Doc Ock fighting, as well as Scarecrow and his helicopter. And then over here by the detective's office, we've got the Yeti and the Galaxy Squad alien over here, which I thought looked pretty cool. And there's lots of stories outside the detective's office. We've got like Steve chasing after this Minecraft creeper on a pig. We've got Spider-Man and Wire, and we also have a few police officers, as well as Shaggy and Scooby outside of the detective's office. And I really like how the detective's office and the Pet Shop kind of blend together. I'm really happy with this placement. I think the blues really look great, and I really like having Scarecrow on top of the building too. And then we also have him kind of like chasing after this like huge police helicopter too, which I thought was funny, and it was a nice addition. And then we've also got the police station where the police helicopter was. I know, right? Makes so much sense. So I really liked that display choice. We've got Captain Stacy and Gwen Stacy enjoying a donut and some coffee, and then we've got a kind of like RoboCop drinking some coffee too. And then we've got a dog outside sniffing a croissant, and we've got two more police officers, as well as Spider-Man delivering some pizza, which I thought looks pretty cool. And I think the police station also blends in with this display really well. And atop the police station, we've got Commissioner Gordon as well as another police officer. And then most importantly, we have the bat signal. And then of course, we do have the police chopper atop of the police station, which I thought was a really nice addition to add to it. And I'm very happy with that, as that was one of my childhood sets. So it was really cool to incorporate it. And I love how the donut shop kind of blends in with the detective's office. And then it also looks really nice next to the museum modular building too. And the museum is the newest modular building. Of course, it is the biggest modular. And I feel like it kind of acts as this like kind of centerpiece for this section of the modular city. And I feel like I really like where I decided to put it. And there's some cool displays outside of it. We've got Captain America feeding the pigeons, and we've got some penguin goons with the penguin, of course, on the window washing cart with Robin hanging off of it. We've got this astronaut outside who's very happy with the space exhibit, and we've got the security guard kind of fending off some like random Batman villains. Then we've got Spider-Girl fighting the Rhino, and then Indiana Jones is of course fighting against this mummy, which I thought was funny. We've got the nice cherry blossom tree that came with the museum, and we've got Batman atop the museum roof chasing after Catwoman, who has stolen one of the dinosaurs, which is a fun little nod to the Lego Batman 1 mission, which was where you kind of like break into the museum. So if you know, you know. I thought that would be fun to include. And then finally, for the last part of this section of the city, we have the Palace Cinema, which is one of my favorite modular buildings. I feel like I really like the display choices I decided to do with this one. I love the custom movie posters, and we've got the Justice League going to go see Wonder Woman, and then we've also got a few Star Wars characters and Joker and Harley Quinn going to see some movies. We've got Vader accompanied by some stormtroopers, and Palpatine is of course being escorted by the Royal Guard to go see the movie. And then of course we have the Watcher on the Palace Cinema, because I thought that would be funny, the Watcher going to watch a movie. And then we've got Nightwing atop his glider on top of the Palace Cinema chasing after Man-Bat, who has stolen a decent amount of money from the Palace Cinema. So I thought that was a nice display choice, and that kind of like finishes up this like first section of the Lego City. And then we've got like another section over here. We've got like two different corner building setups over here, and this one starts off with the Grand Emporium, which is the newest and the final addition to this Lego City, and I'm really happy with how this looks next to the Palace Cinema. We've got some random characters kind of just like shopping and stealing from the Grand Emporium, and we've got some mannequins outside. We've also got Zod and Lois Lane outside of the Grand Emporium, which I thought looks cool. And then we've got these guys stealing a Lego set, and then we've got Ironheart and Shuri's Black Panther chasing after the robbers. And then on the second floor, we have Wonder Woman chasing after Cheetah, who has stolen a diamond from the Grand Emporium. And then we've got Mr. Freeze, who has taken a part-time job as a window washer, which I thought was kind of funny too. And then on the very top of the Grand Emporium, we have Spider-Man fighting against Electro, and then Venom and Carnage are also fighting on top of the roof too, which I thought was a fun little Easter egg to include. And then I feel like the Grand Emporium really blends in nicely next to the Assembly Square, as they have similar roof designs. And on the first layer of the Assembly Square, we've got Nick Fury, and then we also have Yelena and Black Widow drinking coffee, and then we've got Taskmaster fighting against the Ultimate Spider-Man team, and then we've got Magneto fighting against the X-Men, which I thought looked really cool. And then as we take a look at the second and third layer, we're able to see Jar Jar on this balcony, Hulk is on top of the Assembly Square, and then we've of course got the Thor Love and Thunder goat boat, which I think again looks really cool. And I kind of changed this guy up a little bit. We've got Bucky and Captain Carter fighting off against Red Skull and the Hydra agent, and there's not much going on the rooftops, I feel like, of Assembly Square, but like I feel like there's still a lot of stories to tell, so I really like it. And then of course it leads us into the Jazz Club and the Parisian restaurant display, and the Jazz Club I think fits in really nicely next to Assembly Square. We've got Hope and Ant-Man doing some magic tricks out front. We've got the Ghost Riders playing some jazz music on the kind of like center stage of the Jazz Club. We've got Kate Bishop and Hawkeye enjoying some pizza with Lucky the Pizza Dog, and we've got MJ and Ned looking up at Spider-Man, who is swinging across the buildings with Spider-Man 2099, and then we've also got Falcon and Vulture fighting atop of the Jazz Club, and then we also have Poison Ivy and Batgirl fighting by the greenhouse, which I thought looked pretty cool. So lots of cool stories to tell on the Jazz Club, and I really like how it integrates with the more specifically the Parisian restaurant, but it also looks really cool next to Assembly Square in my opinion. And the Parisian restaurant has Agent Coulson enjoying a croissant, and then we've got Pepper and Tony on a date, and then of course the wait staff includes R2-D2 and C-3PO, which I thought was funny. And then we've got Mando and Grogu sitting on this bench outside, so I really liked that. We've got Maria Hill communicating with Coulson and Nick Fury. We've also got the Guardians of the Galaxy on the rooftop of the Parisian restaurant. That one is kind of thrown together, but I feel like it still looks cool to have on top of the roof of here. And then Next to this, we also have the final modular building in the collection, which is the Boutique Hotel. And this is one of my favorites, and I like the kind of like three-way race we have between all of these speedsters. Then we've got Robin kind of marking the finish line, which I thought looked really cool. Black Cat, of course, has stolen a diamond from the El Cubo Fine Art Gallery, and she is sitting atop of the art gallery, kind of admiring that. And there's nothing really on the roof of the Boutique Hotel, but we also have Han Solo and Chewbacca checking into the hotel, which I thought was kind of fun. And what I really like about the Boutique Hotel is how it blends in with the Parisian restaurant, and also I just love how I've like kind of like gotten all of these modulars. I feel like I perfectly placed them, at least in my opinion, perfectly placed them all together. They all make sense and they look for a really good display. And then we've also got the new Harry Potter section of the Lego City, which of course has Diagon Alley and Gringotts Bank, and I love how Diagon Alley blends in with the Boutique Hotel. I think it looks really cool, and we've got the Quality Quidditch shop as well as the Daily Prophet kind of hidden in the back here. I love the pink on this one, and we've got a few Harry Potter minifigures posed out front, though I definitely don't have a ton. I don't have as many as I would like, I guess. And we've also got the ice cream shop, and then we've got the bookstore from Harry Potter Diagon Alley, and we've got a few minifigures that came with the set posed around it. We've also got Gringotts Bank, which I think blends in really nicely, and it's probably my favorite building out of the Harry Potter ones. It just looks so unique, and it's got just so much going on to it. I love the crooked design to it. We've got tons of the goblins posed outside of it, so there's definitely a lot going on at Gringotts. The rest of the alley, not so much, but what I really love about the Gringotts Bank display is the dragon atop. It's the, I think, Ukrainian Iron Belly. I think that really brings the display together, and it looks really chaotic, and I really like it a lot. And next to the Gringotts Bank, or I guess below it, we've got the mines section of it, which lines up really well, so I'm very proud of how I was able to make that work out so I could have it connected with the other modulars and also display the mines. And then next to it, we've got Ollivanders, which has a few minifigures kind of posed around it. Ideally, I'd want to put a few more over here, but I don't really have a ton of Harry Potter minifigures. And then you can also see Scribulus, and then you can see the entrance to Nocturne Alley all the way over here with an escaped Bellatrix from Azkaban kind of hanging out in Nocturne Alley. And then we've got Weasley's Wizard Weaves with Fred and George outside. We've got this Thestral carriage over here as well. And I really love the Weasley's Wizard Weaves. I love the purple color scheme and the orange. I think it looks really cool. And that is the entire display. We've also got a bunch of owls posed around the Diagon Alley display too, because they're such an important part of the Harry Potter universe. And that is basically the entire Lego City. So like tons of changes since we last went over it, and I'm really happy with it, and I don't really see myself making any big changes to it. I feel like this is a complete display, and I'm really happy with it. There's only a few nitpicks that I'm not like 100% happy with, but like I'm pretty proud of the display. So definitely let me know down in the comments what you thought of the video and what you think of the display. But that is all for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all in the next one. Peace out.